Hi friends, so welcome to today's video. As I have sort of alluded to, I have wanted to sort of take my own stab at building my own palette. Well, what you see in front of you are all of the single eyeshadows I either purchased as singles or shades that I have popped out of palettes. They are all sitting here. I have never tried to build my own palette before, so I don't know how this is gonna go. I don't know what direction we're going to go in. But my plan here is, my initial stab is gonna be to just sort of get a feel for shades that I definitely know that I'm not gonna want to pan, and then also find shades that I think I might like the idea of panning or working with, and then sort of seeing how that brings me down into a more focused group of shadows. So cue the music. Let's get started. Okay, so here we have the shadows that I have cast out that are not in the running. I basically went with casting these out because I either felt like some of them were more like toppers, and if I'm thinking about creating a palette that I might want to pan, I'm definitely not going to want to prioritize panning completely a topper. So that ruled out like some of these shades in here. And then I also was thinking about some like practicality, whether it is, do I really want to pan like a green? It's not really in my wheelhouse normally, so I don't think I would feel comfortable committing to it. And then other ones in here were just kind of redundant, like all of these matte, like cream type of colors. I don't need multiples, so once I picked the one I wanted to go with, I sort of discarded the rest of them. And then some of them just didn't feel like they had super impressive, like I want to be in a pan and get used up immediately type of impression on me. So casting these out. Okay, and this is what I am left with. So right off the bat, like a problem I'm gonna have, it's not really, I'm not quite sure it's exactly a problem, but mattes. I don't really have a whole lot of matte shades, which I sort of knew going into it was going to be the reality, since I intentionally rarely ever buy matte shadows. So unless I pulled it out of another palette, I don't really have much to work with. And that's true of both piles that you saw of my shadows. So I would probably say that I definitely would want to prioritize keeping this because it's a matte brown color. So I feel like that would definitely get used. And then it seems like I definitely might want to go with a purple vibe. So I might want to keep this matte purple, like dusty lilac shade. And then obviously I know that the cream is a necessity for any palette because I use that every day. So it seems like these three are going to be like the guiding force for what I choose. So now I'm going to do another like go around and try to, like if I have similar colors, try to narrow it down to the ones that I like the best. Okay, second process of swatching, I thought these were ones that I really liked, but then when it came down to scrutinizing against all my other favorites, these no longer make the cut. So we're gonna go ahead and cast these out into the black palette. And this is what I'm left with. I'm not convinced that this is the final iteration. What I'm gonna try to do now is I'm just gonna try to like swatch them all together on my arm and see if this is even like mildly cohesive. I was kind of noticing a motif of gold. I seem to be drawn right now to undercurrents of gold in these shadows that most of them seem to have. And then I'm also drawn to just like almost silvery, super light metallics. So let's just go ahead and see what this all looks like. So I have these in order of how I swatch them, and upon doing those swatches, I feel like this shade is out along with this shade and this shade. Like I stopped being excited when I got to these three. I don't know about this one and this one yet. This one I feel like didn't excite me as much. So I'm gonna get rid of these 4. And now I'm gonna swatch these again and see how I feel about them. I'm just not sure about this one or this one yet. So here we go. Ooh, you guys, I just went back through and re-swatched all of them, and I'm glad I did. I don't necessarily know if this is the most cohesive grouping, but I really like these. I just really like these. I did have one victim. I'm gonna have to repress this to preserve it because I really, really like the color there. But I think this is it. I think this is the final iteration of the palette that I would put together. I'm gonna go ahead and put it into one of my magnetic palettes and see how she looks all together. Okay, and there we have it. Not the palette I thought I was going to make today, but this is where everything ended up. I'm curious to know your thoughts on this, what you think about the palette, if you're excited to see me potentially pan this. Like I mentioned, I'm gonna put together a video talking you through the different options I seem to have on the table that I am most interested in, and this is officially one of those. So thank you for watching. Have a fabulous day. I'll see you in the next video real soon. Bye.